A splendid day, everyone. I'm Danica together with Andrea here in MARKETECH Expert Up Close, showing off marketing leaders, traversing us through their professional journey, on top of sharing with us some of the latest marketing trends and tips each week.
Since it's still March and we are honoring the gift of womanhood, we are producing a Spotify series exclusive Empowered Women right here in Marketing Expert Up Close, encountering empowered women being victorious in the marketing industry from different countries in the Asia Pacific region. Welcome to the podcast, Pamela and Arbie. Now let's hop right into our first question. This question goes to Pamela. How will you describe Society Pass in layman's terms?
Society Pass is the next generation e-commerce loyalty platform that would change the way users and merchants interact. We are creating value in each transaction and building permanent customer loyalty with our Society points.
Why does Society Pass focuses on loyalty? I mean, we want to know what problems are you trying to solve?
The main problem here is consumers are constantly overwhelmed with a multitude of different ordering, delivery, and loyalty applications for every type of business or service. And this is a hassle and inconvenient as well. Our business on the consumer facing side, we aim to integrate everything they need into just one ecosystem. This is where consumers can easily search, book, or order anything they want or need through our various interconnected platforms.
Again, look at me smiling. I am so immersed and interested in this topic because I am so excited that as consumers of the e-commerce landscape, we no longer have to feel overwhelmed with having to use multiple e-commerce platforms to purchase our needs. Now, speaking of which, this question goes to Pamela again. Society Pass has recently announced its entrance to the Philippine market. Why is this market important for the company, and what contributions would you like to provide in this specific market?
Philippines is an exciting space for us. With a population of 112 million, economic growth forecast of 6%, and young median age of 26, that represents the future for us. It has a high internet penetration rate of 67%. What we would like to do is give opportunities to entrepreneurs to grow their businesses, integrate platforms for users, and create efficiencies in this ecosystem.
Great. Now, considering what Pam has indicated when it comes to the Philippines' potential for Society Pass's ecosystem, and while still on the subject of your organization's entry in the Philippines, we are inquisitive, RB. I mean, being the Society Pass's Philippine manager and with your expertise in the market, what do you think are the top different verticals that you need to revisit in terms of its loyalty and programs, and why?
I would say it's food and beverage and as well as lifestyle verticals. So in theory, rewarding the customer's loyalty is a great way to boost customer interaction and engagement for a business. So we do think that this is one way for them to be a frequent customer, right? But actually, in the customer's perspective, sometimes it's challenging to redeem the points awarded to them. So take restaurants, for example. The only time a customer can redeem points is when they return to the restaurant who awarded the points to them. And normally, a person does not eat at the same restaurant every day unless they have limited options, right? So furthermore, most loyalty points have an expiration date as well, and this withholds consumers to maximize or enjoy their points. So I believe that for a loyalty program to be effective, it has to be interconnected and accessible. Like the amount of points I earn in store A, I can also spend it in store B.
Respectively, you have been in the supply chain and product delivery roles in Nike and Diageo. What made you decide to join a male-dominated industry, which is the tech industry, and join Society Pass as the company's chief operating officer?
Thank you, Andrea. Well, there are two forces driving the retail landscape: women and technology. Women drive 80% of all consumer purchasing decisions and are great influencers. Even before the time of social media, women are great in spreading information through word of mouth. E-commerce combines retail and technology, and that makes it interesting. Who understands women best? It takes one to know one.
This actually reminded me of what Ace Gapus, one of our guests in our previous podcast episode, has said. And she said that your female energy is always an advantage. And hearing you speak earlier makes me so proud of the fact that I am not just a woman. I'm also an influencer. I drive purchasing decisions because I am a woman. And right now, I am fortunate to be speaking with you two, all right? Two women leaders of Society Pass, and just being surrounded by women who empower other women is already a great privilege. What more if you're working with them every single day, right? And I'm sure you know how that feels because we understand that your company is female dominated when it comes to numbers. So, Arbie, we want to know, is this a coincidence or is this what the company stands for?
To be transparent, we are a very diverse and inclusive organization. And we believe that it creates a huge impact on our productivity and success. So, take for example, in a male-dominated industries like tech and operations, like you mentioned earlier, we don't exclusively really look for men, nor do we seek women actively. All we care about is if the candidate shares our vision, passion, and mindset.
Thank you for sharing with us that, Arbie. We definitely support a diverse and inclusive organization. You know what? There's no room for ancient and restrictive ways in running an organization or business. Now, Pam would love to know, what are your tips for brands when it comes to creating loyalty programs?
Think beyond value creation. Consumers always look for choices and variety, as Arbie said earlier. By connecting with other like-minded businesses, you can grow your business faster and drive efficiencies. This is what our ecosystem is all about.
Thank you for imparting some tips when it comes to creating loyalty programs. I am positive that our listeners will find this worthwhile and hopefully utilize this to their businesses to expand their horizons. Now, speaking of expanding, Society Pass is in the process of building the Philippine team this year, 2022. So, Arbie, what are some of the vacant positions in your organization?
To share this first, our culture at SoPa is something we are incredibly proud of. We get to spend our time collaborating with warm, talented, and motivated colleagues. So what we are currently looking for is expanding our marketing, and we would also wanted to expand our business development and customer support teams.
Thank you for sharing those opportunities with us, Arbie. To our dear listeners, we hope that you have taken down notes. Now, for those people who are interested in joining your team, what advice would you give to them to secure better chances?
In terms of what advice I can give for them to have an edge to be selected, actually, we equally value the technical skills with both soft skills and attitude. So having an entrepreneurial spirit with clear sense of ownership, and if they are results and data driven and being able to adapt into a fast-paced environment, this will give them the upper hand.
And since we are still talking about interested applicants, and before we let you go, Arbie, how can they reach your office to apply?
They can send an email to our regional HR manager at TJ, that's TJAY at thesocietypass.com, or they may also send us a message via LinkedIn.
All right, and that is it, listeners. If you're interested to the vacant positions mentioned, make sure to shoot your shot at SoPa. You know what, Danica, some of the things that I learned for this episode include that consumers deserve to be rewarded and be given that opportunity to really utilize their awarded points to various e-commerce stores. What about you, Danica?
Well, when Arbie mentioned earlier that Society Pass is a diverse and inclusive organization, and I personally was reminded on how important it is for organizations to eliminate gender bias when it comes to recruitment. And for organizations to really have that mindset of providing equal pay, equal opportunities for women and girls. As part of our series, we're actually asking this to all of our guests before we end this program. So we want you to complete the sentence. An empowered woman is...
An empowered woman is a woman of action.
An empowered woman is focused and driven.
And that is it, listeners. Again, Pamela and Arbie, thank you for the opportunity of sharing with us your expertise and wisdom. We are full of gratitude for the time you have given us. If you have anything to say or promote, The stage is yours.
Check out Society Pass and watch this space for exciting developments ahead. Thank you, Danica and Andrea.
There you have it, listeners. Please do check out Society Pass and their further advancements. So thank you, dear listeners, for staying with us here